is like in previous session, what I showed you was like how the structure of the assembly code would be. Correct. So we saw there are three sections. So how exactly it would be? So let us write the code, simple code. Okay. Section dot. I will directly take text today. Okay. So because I want to show few things to you peoples. Then you write global main to indicate that main is the first function. So I will write this move. Okay. So I will write EAX, comma 10. Move. We saw that these are the different registers. How exactly it works? Fine. Move EDX, comma 10. Move ESI, comma 10. Move EDI, comma 10. And now you cannot use ESP and EBP directly for this data exchange or data movement. Okay, they are meant for specific purpose. So we saw that we know that stack pointer would be for system stack. Okay, and this EBP would be for the stack frame created. So what are the stack that gets created for the function call? So they would be used for the specific purpose. So EBP is base pointer, ESP is stack pointer. Okay, so we are not using them right now. Fine. So we have these instructions. Now suppose if I take these instructions and if I try to translate my code with this case, so dash APLF32, and if we write program name dot ASM and then we will write this dash L p.lst. Fine. So with assumption that there is no error. So this was the code. So let me show you this. Now can you see some mechanism here? So yes, we are going to talk about this probably on Friday's session. Why exactly this 10 was written like this? Okay, so the name used for this case is Indianness. Okay, Indianness. So we'll be talking about this in Friday's session. So I'm not talking about data part now. I'm talking about the earlier part. So what are the first thing is? Correct. So this is what. So now how exactly this move got translated to B8? Now this was with EX. That's why probably it was B8. Then when it became to when it was having EBX, we saw BB, ECX, we saw B9, EDX, PA, and so on. Now this is what are the instructions that is written here, and what assembler requires is your assembler requires like this: mnemonic, then operands. Okay, label might be BLABL. Label might be an optional one. So your instruction format would be like this: mnemonic. Okay, comma might not be there. Here you can see an optional operand. Now for few instructions, this also would be optional. Correct. So some instructions would be only containing mnemonic. Some instruction may have only one operand. So this is operand 1, say for example, and this is operand 2. So at most right now we are seeing either 0 operand, 1 operand, or 2 operand. So now if this is the standard format of an assembler for the instruction, what is the format taken actually or considered actually by Intel? So let us try to see that. So I will open the manual which we yesterday I asked you to download on your specific machines. Okay, so how can you get that? I have added already that into our Moodle course site. By the way, I have added few more recorded sessions today, utilities here. So earlier there were only 2. So what are the sessions that we covered till this time? So they may be in short, fast forward kind of things for you. So you may see them. So here is that manual. So if I open that manual, respectively. So let us see. So let me download this so that it would be easy for me every time. Yeah. Now we are going to specifically move to some specific chapters because we are interested now on this front. So is this visible clearly? Let me make this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me make this to 200. Yeah. So this is your format is. Fine. Instruction prefixes, opcode, mod rm, SIB, displacement and immediate. Correct. So this is for 64-bit as well as 32-bit instruction. Few things would be changing here and there, which would be talking basically about. So your opcode could be of 1 byte, 2 byte or 3 byte. There is something mod rm which is going to tell you what kind of operands are there. There is SIB as well. It is called a scale index byte. OK, there are instruction prefixes too, and there is an immediate value as well. Fine. And some of them are optional ones. So if I see this, like they would be having specific numbers here. Instruction prefixes will have a 1 byte number. Opcodes either would be 1 or 2 or 3 bytes. But when we do talk about this mod rm, okay, for example, in my code, whatever the code that we wrote, we could see that like here that B is common across, correct? Each of them, even this 10 was common. What is changing is this second one, correct? The second digit, hex digit represented here. So it was dependent. It is trying to tell us what kind of register is added here. So whenever it is B8, ultimately it is going to be move EX. You don't care what is the value next. OK, then whenever you see move EBX, BB, move ECX, B9. So like even you can see order 8, 9, 10, then after that 11. OK, then 2 registers are missing which we are not using, ESP and EBP. So for trial purpose I can add that, but make sure that you will not execute this code. You will not create an executable for this code. Oh, sorry, something happened. Yeah. So I will change this order now because to show you how the order is picked. Move ESP comma 10, move EBP comma 10. We are not going to execute this code, by the way. Only I wanted you to show like what happens at the translation time. OK, so let us go back to our code. Let me fire this command. We are not creating object code at all. So if you see object code is not created for this case because I'm using -lp.lst, correct? So earlier I fired that, that's why. So this is your code. Now you may see 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, and they are the specific registers which are distributing. So how this B8 is decided, that's what our target is. So if I say, for example, hide this part from you people, correct, like this. Suppose this part is not visible. If I am shown this only, okay, this part only, will I be able to tell that this is move EX comma 10? That's what our target would be, correct? So like because our target to write an assembler would be what if I am given this instruction, how to generate this. So I am applying reverse engineering because that would be easy for us to learn how can we reach from this to this. OK, so let us see the instruction format. So we have opcode. So in this case, opcode, what you will call as opcode from here. If this is 10, what are the 10 value that you added? If this is 10, will you call this as opcode? Actually, yes, this is opcode for that move instruction. Opcode is what? A machine representation to represent the operation. Correct? Machine representation to represent the operation. That yes, it is a move operation. This is the English terminology used to demonstrate the operation called as mnemonic. This is operand 1, this is operand 2. This is called as source. This is called as destination. Destination comma source. So this 10 should be moved to EX. That's what this instruction tells. Similarly, when I write move ECX comma 10, this 10 should go to ECX. 10 should go to EDX and so on. So this 10, like second position in a 2 operand instruction would be always source, and this would be destination. Is that fine? Okay. Now suppose if I generate, like I will try to show you another form of it. So if I generate object code and if I write obj dump dash d and your code. Now you will see it is different manner. So this 10 is here and your destination is. So order of operands is changed. It is because like the Berkeley format. The Berkeley format said first operand for such kind of as according to that format should be source and this should be destination. In NASM we have reverse approach. EX comma 10 we write EX comma 10 it writes 10 comma EX. So this 10 like is a immediate value that you pass. So that's why every number would be prefixed with dollar in this like .s format that generally we see. Okay, and every register would be prefixed with a % sign. So like if when we do talk about creating a object code from our source, we definitely need to differentiate between the operand types too. Now how exactly it understands that this EX is a number. So let me make the small change in my code. So instead of EX, I will write EZX. Okay, now let us see what it does. So if I try to translate -lp.lst, so it says symbol EZX is undefined. Now it is assuming that this probably might be a variable that you might be trying to make use of to represent some location. Okay, you are trying to use this as a variable which might be declared, which was supposed to be declared in data section or BSS, but since I could not locate that, that's why this error was thrown. Symbol is undefined. Like some of you while trying yesterday's assignment, you must have seen, you must have got a error like this only. Variable I undefined. Correct? For example. So when we do talk about such kind of stuff, it definitely can differentiate what is known to it and what is not known to it. Whatever is not known to it, it will try to find that into data, RO data or BSS. If it is not found there, then it will try to find whether it is external. But we haven't mentioned it as an external, correct? That means what? If it is not external, that means it should be either part of this. And if it is not found here, then this error should be thrown. Correct? So let us go back to our code. Yeah, so this was our code. So you may see wherever the error is, it is saying it is not translated, but rest of the code got translated. So after this line, as there was an error, it displayed this error. The LST file contains a message. Yes, there seems to be a problem. Okay, but rest of the things are correct. So all of them got translated from here. All of them got translated. Only this was not taken into consideration because this was an error. Correct? Are you with me? Okay, so let us move. So let me manipulate my code again. So it was this. I will make this change and then if I try fire this and if I open my LST, now everything is quite OK because that star was removed now. Correct? Now I got this whole translation of that instruction. Now, when we do talk about, say, suppose the address of first instruction is at starting at 0. We need to compute size of this. What would be the size of it? So at max, how much it can go? So if it is a memory, then memory address is 4 byte because 32-bit operation. Where 32-bit size, 32-bit instruction we are talking about. So the address size would be always 4. That's why if you recall, we talked about push instruction, which used to take 4 bytes only. For every push, if you recall correctly, we wrote like when we said push message and we said call printf. After that call printf, we wrote add esp comma 4 because one push was there. If you have 2 pushes, then add esp comma 8. 3 pushes with assumption that there are 3 parameters for that function. OK. According to that only you are going to decide what should be the second parameter for that add esp instruction. Now you may say we don't know the instructions, how exactly we are going to work with. So I am going to show you, I am going to give you few programs. I am going to demonstrate you few instructions which you have to consider while translating. Correct. Now when I say like when I say that address of first instruction starts at 0, how to compute size of this? So the size computation would be done using this. So if your opcode is of 1 byte and if your data is there, which is immediate data, it is of 4 bytes. So 1 opcode plus 4 size is 5. So that's why 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is 5. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is A. A, B, C, D, E. This is F. F 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19. Then you again talk 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E. 1F, 20, 21, 22, 23 and so on. So we need to keep track of this because when program starts execution, initial address would be given to it like this. And it should know what would be the next instruction address to be executed. Right? Where exactly we saw that? Let me show you. So let us recall the code that we wrote. Star.c. We took this code like where 3 files were there and they are calling each other. Correct. So if I translate gcc-m32 28 0621.c 28 0621 01.c. OK, and 28 06 21 01.c. So if I compile them and if it is successfully compiled, so when I OK, let me write -g as well because I wanted to debug. When I debug this code, OK, when I say breakpoint main and I say run, and if I say step, you will see that it tells me what would be the next line to be executed. So when I say yes, it executes that print statement. It goes to next control now. Next would be it goes to 1. Now you can check it here. It is in main at line number 2, correct here. Like that means in your code. When it goes to next one call, you will see that it shows. It is the case. Now, where exactly this is stored? This is stored with what you call as program counter. In Intel, you call it as instruction pointer. So the register for that specific purpose is. So if I say disp $EIP. So this is the address. So you can see like let me start the execution again. Now it knows that it is the start address is this. That's where it should start. So this is your program counter. So when I say step next one, it tells OK, now it is with this line. So if I say step again, it says now address is when plus 48. OK, 1. So when I say step, this EIP current EIP value should be stored somewhere. OK, then it goes to now address is completely changed. Now compare this FD, it is 44 now. OK, and it is in 1. So if I say again step, your instruction pointer is changing ultimately every time. So when I am done from 2, it comes back to 1. Even you can say plus 45. It was 40. It comes back to 45, 71. If I continue it, it is to 1 plus 63. Last curly bracket. Now it is in main. So if you go up, you will see that it was main plus 48, correct? Where the call was for 1. After that one, then it comes back to this 58, which was a curly bracket. And when I say step, again, it is back to our libc statement, which we earlier saw. So it came out of the code. So this control, control in the sense of execution address should be known by EIP, and that is how you do calculate this. Now, for that purpose, we need to know how much size will be taken by every instruction. Right. So let us see how this B8 came. We will not worry about now this 10 part. We will not talk about this immediate data. Fine. Are you with me? Yes. Indicate your you can raise your hands.
Yes, sir.
Yes. OK. So I am assuming that you are with me, and whenever you see there is a problem, you can stop me in between. Not an issue. Fine. OK, so let us go back and let us try to see like how exactly we can jump to this B8. For that purpose, we need to know what are these EAX, ECX, EDX, EBX, ESP, EBP, ESID, EDI. OK, so let us go to this file. Fine. So I will go below. I will try to see this chart, which is now you can note down the page number. This is page number 40. OK, in this PDF file, page number 40. You can see that there are numbers associated. So AL, AX, EX. This is 32-bit register EAX. AX is 16-bit. AL is 8-bit. AL, AX. Sorry, AH, AL. OK. CH, CL, DH, DL, BH, BL. 8-bit register. AX, BX, CX, DX are 16-bit register. SP, BP, SI, DI are 16-bit register. Now see the numbers for EX. What is EX? 000. ECX 001. EDX 010. OK, so let us write their numbers. OK, so let me pull out spreadsheet because we will require again that. OK, even we can take this gedit. Yeah, so we had EX, ECX, EDX, EBX. OK, then we had ESP, EBP, ESI and EDI. So the number representation was 000. This was 001. OK, let me do these changes. Then I will make the change. OK. Yeah. So this was 001. Then we will say this was 010. This was 011. This was 100. Then 101, 110, and then 111. So if I see this rather in comparison to my PDF, you can see this. OK, by the way, let us go up. Yeah. See, EAX 000. ECX is second number 001. EDX 010. EBX 011. ESP 100. EBP 101. ESI 110. EDI 111. OK, so these are your register numbers. These are the numbers because of which your registers are identified. So remember this page number 40. Fine, you can note it down from the PDF file because you will be referring this 100 number of times now onwards. OK, because we would be using these numbers too. OK, now let us go to move instruction because we want to address move instruction. So go here and yeah, here is the instruction. So this is move. OK. OK, now if these are the numbers, OK, that we had, and from source code point of view, we got these. OK, so we got B8, B9. So if I say if I add B8 plus 0, what I will get? B8, correct? if I add B8 plus 1, because my second register was ECX, correct? You can see here. Let me, yeah. If I see here ECX, then I can say B8 plus 1, correct? B9. If I say EDX, EDX is 1, 0. That means what? 2. Correct. So B8 plus 2. So B10. So that's why BA and so on. So that means what? Whenever I talk about an instruction move register 32, comma immediate. This is a register, comma immediate. So let me see that instruction here. Correct. So let us go below. These are the operands that you can see here every time, move and so on. So let us see this. See this one. Move R32. This R32, R16 and R8 are telling us R8 is 8-bit register, 16-bit register and 32-bit register. Immediate 32-bit data, 16-bit data and 8-bit data. Immediate value. Because the instruction that we took was move EX, comma immediate value 10. Correct. Now if I see this, what it said in B8, add this RD, and this RD tells me register number. So ultimately, now let us try to make the modification in the code. So Emacs 30. Okay, now we had immediate value. What if I have move EX, comma 32, move EBX, comma 32, move EDX, comma 32. We will only take for a while for ECX, comma 32. To maintain the order, I will take this order. Fine, because we know the order EAX, ECX and EDX, EBX. Fine. So if I translate this, what will be the case here? It would be starting from B8, correct? Then B9, BA, BB. This 32 would be converted to hex. That's what the code should be, or that's what the translation should be. So we will try to write that translation here. What was the translation? What we are assuming? This would be B8 plus that 32 represented in hex. Okay, I'm not writing that. So for a while I'm writing it like this. Similarly, for this case, it would be B9. Okay, and your 32 would be written in hex. Similarly, BA 32 would be written in hex. So though I'm writing this 0x, it is not actually 32, huh? Because this 32 would be converted to hex. It would be something different. So 32. Let me not write 0x. I will write 32. Write 32 in hex. This should be good. So BA and then BB. So we should get these addresses with this 4 bytes for 32. Let us see whether are we getting that or not. Okay, so try to translate this code. Sorry, I translated C code. Yeah, if I take now less p.lst. Now see, can you verify? Are we on right track? See, we could directly say B8. B8. Now this 20 was conversion for this 32 because 10 was for 16 in hex, correct? This was for a digit 10, 0A, but when we have 16 after F, it is like it goes beyond, correct? So 10 was for 16, that ultimately would be 20 for 32. So this B8, B9, BA, BB. So yes, we could solve one puzzle. Like how exactly opcode is computed for such an instruction when you have move register, comma immediate value. We could successfully resolve that. Now next challenge in front of us would be what? What if my register order is changing. So I will never have this kind of order like move 10 comma ex, move 10 comma ex. This would not be possible because this 10 should be immediate value, and immediate value always would be occurring towards as a second operand for move instruction. Ganesh, मी नंतर phone करतो. Fine. So this 10 would be occurring as always and immediate value and would be always a second operand. This would be register. So what if suppose this is a memory? Correct. In the representation of move instruction, we saw that this B8, whatever we see here for both. Okay, so like how exactly it will distinguish then? If it is going to be B8 only. Correct. For both the cases, like if I suppose, now let me modify this again. Now how exactly it is going to distinguish that? Okay, it is 16-bit register and it is 32-bit register. So now let me remove this E. This E means 32-bit. Now they are 16-bit registers. Now what happens is, now if I write 10 here again. Okay. Now are there different instructions? Suppose if I remove this 4. Are they different for you? Move ex comma 10, ecx comma 10, edx comma 10, ebx comma 10, then ax comma 10, cx comma 10, dx comma 10, bx comma. Are they different? Considering the operands, they are. At least first operand for all 4 instructions or all 8 instructions, first operand is going to be different. Second operand is same. Now at machine level, how exactly this should be distinguished? So recall in this PDF, while we talk about, say, let me go back to page in the earlier page. When we saw this instruction prefix, how this is used. So we could see that B8 was from here. Okay, immediate was that 0A 00004 bytes. Okay, now let me try to see what happens here. If I try to translate this code, this was Emacs. Let us save this. Let us come out. Now let us try to translate this. We'll fire this. Less p.lst. Now see the code. Can you see the change? Yeah, please read somebody. What is the change? Any one of you can start unmute yourself and try to tell me what is the difference here. Any one of you. Yes, unmute and tell me what is the difference. What difference can you see in both groups? This was first group. This was second group. So when we saw the size, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this case, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so only one byte is lost, but then differentiation should be there. So this E made a huge difference. The 66 was added in each instruction. Can you see that? The rest of the things, like at least the operands opcodes are same, B8, B9, BA, BP. The way that we wrote, correct? This 10. Now this AX is of 16 bits. So only 2 bytes should be there. Correct? That's why this is written in 2 bytes. It was 32-bit, that's why it took 4 bytes. In this case, the immediate data is considered as 16-bit only because we had AX. Now, what will happen if I write I will replace X by L. So this is 8-bit. Because we would be having these 3 kind of registers. So either like AL, AH, BL, BH, CL, CH, they are 8-bit registers, correct? So 16-bit is divided into higher and lower bits. Okay, so let us try to translate. And now see. Now you surprisingly will see here, earlier it was starting with B8, now it started with B0 when it was 8-bit register. Now you can see how it is going to distinguish between what kind of data you are having. So recall in one of the class I was saying, like data types are meant for users. At machine level, there is nothing called data type. It only talks about what is size of that data. So in this case, the data size is only 1 byte. In this case, the data size is of 2 bytes. In this case, data size is of 4 bytes. And see the distinction between the instructions. So same code was written here, B8, B9, BA, BB. Only thing is there is an instruction prefix added, 66. For this case, there is no instruction prefix added, but opcode completely changed. And this 10 was converted to a byte 0A. And even you can see the addressing mechanisms. Here it took 5 bytes, here it took 4 bytes, here it took only 2 bytes. 1 and 2, 24, 25, 26. 26, 27, 28, 28, 29, 2A, 2A, 2B. Correct? Now, from where I can find that this 66 is to be added as a prefix. So let us go to that PDF which we are using. So let us try to address now this instruction prefix. Next to it only it is added. So let us go below and we'll try to see where exactly the 66 is. Operand size override prefix. Because your operand size is changed and you wanted 16 and 32-bit operands to be same. Okay, so then how exactly we are going to distinguish? So whenever there is a 16-bit data available as an immediate value for an instruction, use this prefix as 66. Okay, now we will use this instruction internally written in curly like a round bracket later. We are only going to take this override prefix, operand size override prefix 66H. So what happened was in your instruction format, what it did, the 66 was written 66 B8 0A00. Correct. These all are optional in that scenario. Even everything can be optional. These all only opcode possibly could be there. This also you can see that optional, if required, if required. Again, this would be if required, depending upon if it is there at all. So opcode would be always there, only 1 byte. So let me show you how that 1 byte can be added there. Okay, only 1 byte instruction. So if I write here, there's a instruction called return, RET. So if I translate this, you will see only the opcode. There is nothing other than that opcode. Now, if you try this with your 32-bit machine or 64-bit machine, if you have 64-bit machine, convert that with -FELF32, you should get same code. This would be same. This whole thing would be same for you, provided you have Intel board on your laptop or desktop. If you have different board, probably representation might be different. Okay, because the processor may have its own instruction set, and according to that instruction set, it is to be translated. Now think of this, how many programming languages are there? There might be thousands of programming languages around the globe. Now for every such programming language, machine code is to be generated. Now how to differentiate that? So everything boils down to assembly as a whole, and then assembly would be converted to such kind of code. And only this kind of code can be understood by the machine, this B8, B9 and so on. It knows it has an association. Whenever it is B8, that means definitely it is move EX with some operand. Whenever it is 66 B8, then it knows it is move AX, comma something, and which needs to be fitted appropriately. Are you with me? Any question? You can ask if you have any. Yes, please.
Sir, what if we change the sequence of AX, NCX or DX?
Okay. So let us do that. Okay, I hope everybody might have understood what he's trying to tell, correct? So let us do the change. So we know this part now. Okay, so only let us try to change this part. I will take any random order. Will that be okay for you? If I take this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I will take this EX to be last. Sorry. So we have this now. Correct? Because user may write Z equal to X plus Y. One user is writing Z equal to X plus Y. Other user might write what? Z equal to Y plus X. So ultimately that's what we are trying to find out. What if the order changes? Is the operation going to change? Actually, no. Fine. Let us see. Because if you see this B9 was for ECX, same thing was here. BB was for EBX, same thing was there. Because these numbers are given, sorry, these registers are given numbers the way I wrote it here. These numbers are added into that instruction opcode, like which was mentioned in the PDF for that move instruction which we saw there before a while. Correct. So remember this page, it is 35. So we will go to move. I think page is somewhere 700 something is there. Yeah. So remember this page 687. So if you see here, sorry, I made a mess. So it is trying to take page up. If you go below, these are the different ways that move can be used. Only move and move instruction. Correct. So it is really hard on that front that whenever I see first operand to be registered 32, I know that it is going to be B8 plus register number. That's what RDID. So this D tells 4 bytes, this W tells 2 bytes, and this B tells a byte. Now you will see that, like if you see, this was B0, correct? B0 plus register number, and that's what we have seen in the translation. B0, B1, B2, B3, the number was added for the respective register. Correct? So order of instructions, whatever the order that you are changing, that order should not matter for the code, the translation. Even operations may not get manipulated, provided if you don't change any of the register in between, there should not be any change. Correct? The translation would be same, no matter which Intel machine you are using, with assumption that it is IA32. It could be desktop, laptop, whatever. This should be same. Am I clear? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other problem, issue, question? If you have, you can ask. Because in the exam, you will be given only this code. Okay, and you are asked to find out what is this. Or you will be given this code, you are asked to find what is this. With assumption that you are not going to make use of the translator. Yeah, yes. Any question, any query? So see how many forms a move instruction can have. Correct? So we saw only one part, one type, move register 32 register comma immediate. There we change register to different three types, 32-bit, 16-bit and 8-bit. So for 32, 8 instructions, 8 opcodes. For 16-bit, 8 opcodes, and for 8-bit, again 8 opcodes. Here we took only 4, but we can write again another 4. So see 8 plus 8 plus 8. For register comma immediate only, you have 24 instructions. How many instructions are there? And that is the reason why this is this much big. These many pages. Okay, why not try then other kinds of operands? Okay, let us do this. So I will add this file for you peoples for your reference in the chat window so that you can try with this file. Okay, I'm adding this ASM file for you. 1 minute. Upload. Okay, you can use this file to translate. Okay, with assumption that something is happening. Now, when we said move, okay, what if I have different code? Let me make a change. So I will take this as 0, 1. Okay, so let me write same thing. Sorry, section dot text global main. Here we are writing move ex comma 10. Suppose we know what is to be done. Now I am writing move ebx comma ex, move ecx comma ex, move edx comma ex, move. Sorry, I wrote wrong. Okay, let us take only these three. Now, for this case, what was the size? We saw 5 bytes are taken, correct? One for the opcode, and for 10 we saw it took 4 bytes. So that's why 1 plus 4. 1 plus 4. For this, how much it should take? Let us see how the instruction differences are captured. Okay, I assume you must have seen my code. See this code one more time. So we had first instruction as it is. I am only moving this EX to EBX, EX to ECX, EX to EDX. Let us see now what happens. Okay, so again, let us go with NASM. Let us make this as _1. Let us open that PALST. Oof. So 89 is constant now. Because register is changing, it definitely must not have altered this. So 89 is constant. So whenever you have register comma register, let us see the PDF. Try to find out R32, R32. Okay, by the way, the code was 89. So if you see above, you will see this. So if it is 16, then you know now that it will have 66 there, correct? You know 66 would be added before that 89. For rest of the thing now, move RM32. RM means what? Either it could be a register or memory 32 bit. Destination could be a memory or a register, but source should be register. So let us only talk about now register to register. So it said 89. Wherever you see /R, okay, remember my statement. In this kind of table for every such instruction, suppose if I go to other instruction, I will see similar table. So you will see /R. Wherever you see /R, this /R tells us that another byte is to be used, and that byte is called as mod RM byte. That /R means what? Mod RM byte. Fine. Okay. So because it will take some amount of time for us to really work out with this. So let me only tell you what happens there. So 89 would be constant for this move. Now we are getting this C3, C1 and C2 appropriately. Fine. Okay, so let me go to this again. Now this mod RM byte. Now see the structure. Okay, in the PDF below. R, so 0 to 2. So if I write positions of register number, say if I say 7, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. These are the byte positions. Sorry, bit position. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A byte. So we are talking about this byte. So this is byte position. So first two bits 7 and 6 are for mod. So this mod can be 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 or 1, 1. Fine. Then you have register or opcode. So we already know that it is going to take these three values. So these values would be there. So you will see something like this. So for example, 1, 1. Now what instruction we had? Sorry. Yeah. What instruction we had? EBX comma EX. EBX. Where is EBX? So our instruction was like this. So move EBX comma EX. Okay. So what is EX number? 0, 0, 0. Suppose if I write, what is EBX number? 0, 1, 1. Correct? So let me write it like this mod RM. So this was mod. So whatever the source you have, here, its register number would be written here. So it would be like this. Okay, let me go here. So mod would be 1, 1 because of it is register. So EX number. So it is in cross. You may see here. Cross means what? So if I see like it is kind of X, correct? The position at second would be here as in a first. Position at first would be at second. So EBX would be what? 0, 1, 1. So our next instruction was what? Move ECX, comma EX. So what would be the representation again? 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. What is ECX number? 0, 0, 1. So let us try to combine these bytes. These bits. What this number results to? So if I convert this to 4 bits. So 1 plus 2. So this is 3, correct? And this is 8 plus 4. So these byte positions are 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3. So 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 what? 12. 12 represented in hex is C3. Correct? Now what would be the case here? So if I divide this into 4 now. So this is 1. 8 plus 4, 12. So C. So if I talk about ECX comma EX, it should contain C1. Let us see. Do we have C1 there? You can check. This C1. We saw C3. Correct? Now what if the instruction is like this? Move ESI comma EBX. Now tell me what would be the numbers? Can somebody tell me? 1, 1 would be default because it is register to register. What is number for ESI and EBX? How to write it? Can somebody unmute and tell me? See these two instructions, what I wrote?
0, 1, 1.
So I write
0, 1, 1.
1, 1 and
1, 1, 0.
1, 1, 0. Okay, so let us distinguish like this. So what would be this number? 8 plus 4 plus 1.
D.
8 plus 4, 12 plus 1. So this would be
D.
D. Okay, and this is E, correct? This should be E, na? 8 plus 4 plus 2, 14, na? So this should be E. So if I write this instruction, so I should get DE. Let us try this. Move ESI comma. We took EBX, na? Let me see that one more time. What the instruction I took? Move ESI comma EBX. Yeah. So our target is what? We should get what? This one. We should get DE there. So let us see whether are we on right track or not. Sorry. Can you see DE? Yes, we want. Now we know if I have instruction like this, how exactly it is to be converted. Are you with me? Okay.
Yes.
now target for you, like whenever you have free time. So I'm also passing this file for you. Let me save this. Notes.txt. So let me fire this as well, attach in this so that you can use it. Okay. What I want you to do is, with assumption that you either have installed or not installed, so don't use it directly first for a while. You write this code. You write all possible combinations like Emacs, say temp.asm. So your code should be like this: section.text global main. You write here all these instructions. For example, move ex comma eax, move ebx comma eax, move ecx. You can change the order even. So you can take this ecx first, then edx comma eax, move ebx comma eax, move esp comma eax, move ebp comma eax, move esi comma eax, move edi comma eax. Now when you are done with this, copy these all 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So copy these all 8. Replace this ex by ebx. Sorry. Similarly, do the same thing for ecx, edx, and so on. Okay, maybe you can start with this. Now that order should not matter here. We are only talking about this first order. So that order even should not matter. Try to do this on paper first and try to see whether can you get the same thing after you translate using NASM-APLM. Understood what is to be done? Okay, I have passed you the file for the reference. So this text file kidhar gaya? Yeah, I passed you this file. You know these numbers and you saw what the order I took. So what even you can refer the recording which I'll be uploading after a while. Correct. So you try this and see whether are you getting that thing. So you may wonder, what about the other mods? We'll be talking about this. We have ample amount of time. So let me show you only about 1.1. What that 1.1 says. Okay, so there, if you go below on page number, yeah, mod rm byte. Okay, this is what we are talking about, mod rm byte. When it's like mod rm and SIB. So mod field would be combines the register memory field to form 32-bit positive value, 8 registers and 24 addressing modes. Fine. So right now have faith on me and assume that 1.1 mint for register. So I will be talking about all other mods too in our respective sessions. Are you with me? Yes, everyone?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any question? Seems no. Correct. So I have passed you both the files. I will stop the recording. Yeah. Fine. And I expect you peoples to try this. Whatever the